So you've been doing a great job on social media in general, not only posting about, everything that's happening this year, whether it be George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, or just remembering names of the past, Sandra Bland,
Mhm.
Trayvon, excuse me, Martin, so on and so forth. Where does this fire for you to bring awareness to these causes come from? Do you feel as a secondary question, do you feel an obligation to bring awareness due to your place in society? I mean, you have a bachelor's degree. You're automatically held to such a standard, right?
Um, I feel like just the fact that it's scary, because when you, I don't even, that's terrible. I don't remember her name, but the girl that was in her apartment, not Breonna Taylor, but even speaking about her and the other girl, how the police can murder someone and then rule it as suicide, So it's like, or even, um, oh goodness, what's the guy's name who the cop came to his apartment and he was like eating
Oh,
on the couch.
yeah,
And it's stuff like that it's like you don't even have to be pulled over by the cops. You don't have to be doing anything suspicious, other than just being black. You don't have to be doing anything in order to be murdered by the cops, and then them rule it as either a suicide or just the cops, they're not fired, they're not charged, nothing, and I think that that's just, it's incredibly scary because again, you just be living your everyday lives, you have to think about your family, your friends, so, and obviously that just goes back to Black Lives Matter, and you have white people that are like, not all white people, but you have some people that are like all lives matter, and that's scary. Like, even as a friend, I know that I have friends back at college, even a lot of my professors, I'm sure, are all lives matter people, and that to me is scary because then it's like you're not seeing what Black people are going through. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that is very scary for me, and I know for a lot of Black people, because even when it comes from a standpoint when white people say I don't see color, stuff like that, it's like, well, you don't see what Black people are going through. You don't see me, basically, and sorry, my mom is
no,
talking
you're
back
okay, you're okay.
now. With that, I just, again, with the, like as you're saying before, how everything has kind of like died down, in which of course no one wants it that's happened, because as soon as it dies down, that's when things will start up again,
Right.
and I can't even really like word together exactly like how I want to say this, but I don't know how to word it other than just, I mean, it's, I feel like as a Black person, it's almost like, how can you not say, like, even if you're one of those Black people that are Trump supporters, I feel like even then it's like, how can you really sit back and think that this is okay? Do you know what I'm saying? Because of course you have people that are like, oh well, if Trayvon Martin wouldn't have been dressed like a thug, if he wouldn't have been wearing a hoodie with a hood on, or if his jeans weren't sagging, and it's like, but that's not reason
Yeah.
to murder someone. Even when it came to Breonna Taylor and someone, with the police breaking into her apartment, they came right off the bat shooting, and it's like, so you came with the intentions of murder.
Right.
It's stuff like that it's like, how can you really, it's like, I feel like it's, no matter how you, I don't know how to explain this, like,
You have to say something.
yeah, and it's like, even when it comes to Black people, um again, that are like all lives matter people, but it's like, if you're saying that all lives matter, but then you're against us when we're saying what we're saying, it's like when each of the killings, you're like, they should still be alive,
Yeah.
And for you to then sit up here and say, oh, if he wouldn't have been doing this, if she wouldn't have been doing that. And it's like, how do you, that doesn't justify anything. Like it's like, even if you were pulled over by the cops, even if you're resisting arrest, that doesn't equate murder.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no matter how you spin it, that person should still be alive. I mean, there's countless many incidents where it's like clear as day that Black lives don't matter. And then when people try and spin it the other way and say, well, if they wouldn't have been doing this, if they wouldn't have been doing that, and it's like, again, that's so scary, because clearly just being Black is a crime. You know, even like this was years ago. A Black kid, he was, I think, like 14. He was going into high school, and he was at a party with his friends, and I guess the party got too much, too loud, whatever. So police came, broke up the party, and told everyone to go home. So the kid is in the car with his friends. They're leaving. Their car is facing away from the cop car. They're driving away from him. And the police was like, I felt threatened. So he just shot right into the car and shot the kid in the head. Obviously, he died right away, instantly. And he was like, well, I felt threatened. How do you feel threatened if a car is going away from you? You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that makes it so scary. And again, like it's how do you not say something? It's like, irregardless of how you feel about certain things, like, how do you not say something, you know?
I didn't even know that story was out. I'd never heard of that before. I guess a follow up to that is, when you have individuals that you think are allies or friends, and they subsequently post "All Lives Matter." Does that change your friendship with said individual, or are you just like, yeah, type of deal? Like, which side are you leaning towards?
I've really only had, I actually haven't had any friends that has posted that, luckily. All of my friends have been great with respect with that. Like, all of my white friends, my Asian friends, Hispanic friends, they've all been on the Black Lives Matter side. And I was actually very surprised. There were people that I would have never thought in a million years would have spoke up about it, and they did. There's only one friend who I'm kind of skeptical of right now. I actually went to high school with her, so there's more. There's other friends that I know that are probably All Lives Matter people. They just haven't posted about it. But I would definitely unfollow them. Like, you're blocked, honestly. I can't. Mm-mm.
It's time to make changes, folks. You can make them there at your own home. Thank you all. Have a good day. Be kind to your neighbors. If you see a sign that says Black Lives Matter, say out loud, white friends. Sure do. Watch how quickly things start to change in the country. White people, if you're scared about Negroes, I'd like to remind you of something. That anger and that rage that you think will one day be unleashed upon white families, you've been waiting on it for 400 years. We're better people than that. I know what you heard. Thugs, animals, monsters. Nope, better people than that. Not only can we do better, we want to do better. We are doing better. And you're free to join us.